Live from the Spill Studios, located 2 blocks north of a Starbucks, it's time once again for a couple of cold ones with Corey and Carlisle.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Carlisle.
No, you're not.
You know, I hate to even admit this, but I know I do because I listen to this all the time, and I say to myself every time I'm listening to it, I say, "Man, I gotta laugh like Barney Rubble." And somebody called me on that shit too. That's like,
Yep.
He laughs like Barney Rubble after everything he says, and I'm like, yes, I do.
Yes, you do, sir.
I used to think it was either Barney Rubble or that doctor off The Simpsons.
Dr. Hibbert.
Dr. Hibbert, yeah. But I'm a big fan of Barney Rubble, so he had a hot wife.
Who doesn't like Barney Rubble?
Fred.
Fred loves Barney Rubble.
Because Fred's his wife's ass isn't as good as Wilma Flintstone's ass is not as good as
that they had key parties.
Betty Rubble. Betty Rubble had an ass on her, boy. Wilma Flintstone had nothing on that ass. I used to watch the Flintstones and say, who would I want to do? I was like 6 years old. Yeah, 6 years old. I was like, who do I want to do?
That explains why you have a thing for older white women.
Especially those that don't wear any shoes and they wear like cave shirts and dresses and whatnot, like skins that, like leopard skins and all that kind of shit. Yeah, man. Bones in their hair. I love all that shit. Anyway, how you doing, man?
I'm doing fine, I guess. Checking. No bone in my hair. No.
You're not wearing
no leopard skin bikini. I'm good.
All right then. All right. Well,
I'm safe. I won't get jumped by you later.
You don't. No, hey, you won't get jumped by me, and especially at this point. Somebody on the site sent me to a YouTube link. And on that link, it was a guy. Now, I don't know why I'm bringing this up out the blue, but yeah, you're going to make fun of me for this. But it was one of those prison shows that they always show like on the Discovery Channel or something, or MSNBC. Have you seen those?
No, not that I know of. No.
You should watch these. They're documentaries. Well, they're not documentaries. They're kind of like they're reality television, but they just go into prison and they talk about prison life. And prison is a fucking scary place. Now, out of all the violence, out of all the death threats and shankings and insanity that goes on in there, there's only one thing that really scared the shit out of me. And there was this one guy who, what makes him scary is that he looks like the kind of guy who would be reading books and he'd be working his way to get out of prison, kind of on good behavior. He looks kind of intellectual, but they put him on the screen and he says, yeah, there's one thing that happens to a man when he goes to prison because you get in there and you still have those urges that a man has. So therefore, the only way to get through that is with booty. And he's going on talking about, yeah, man, whenever you get in prison, that's the thing that's going to get you by, booty. And when you get there, you see some guy come in, these new guys that come in, you tell them, hey, look here, I've been looking at you. I like what I see, and I want you. And we can either do this the easy way or we can do it the hard way. I'm like, that dude right there scared me from whenever I go to prison. And then in the middle of all that, after all that talk, he ends it with, I like booty. So I'm just like, Jesus, the booty man. I do not want to go to prison because of him.
The booty man scared you. You were actually scared of the cliche.
It's a cliche until you actually see it. The booty man himself telling you about it.
The booty man cometh. I am the booty man, and I like your booty. We can do this the easy way.
Or the hard way.
Or the hard way. Please pick the hard way. I love the hard way. I am the booty man.
I like that. The booty man cometh.
The booty man cometh.
You read that
all
book?
Over your booty.
Yeah, man. Oh. Okay, moving on right now. Yeah,
moving right along to Lucid Fancy.
Somebody's gonna find that prison booty guy. Something is what it's called on Yahoo. So find it.
And then they're gonna post it.
And then they're gonna post it. Yeah, they're gonna put it on your page. Better your page. I've seen it. The booty man. Hey, that's what the booty man's all about.
Booty man's about sneaking up and catching you when you're off guard. Hey, here's Booty Man.
So how you doing tonight, man? Super Bowl Sunday just ended. You doing all right?
I'm doing all right.
You look a little tired.
I'm a little tired. It's been a long day. I've been up for, it's got to be 10, 11 hours now.
What you been up so late for? What are you doing?
No, it's 10, 11 hours. That's not late.
Oh, okay. I thought you said.
I woke up at like 1:30 in the afternoon.
Shit. Okay. No, I didn't even pay attention to the time. I'm just like, okay, what you been doing working so hard? That's like.
I've just been going to bed real late lately. No, okay. I went over to some friends and we watched the Super Bowl and chilled out and.
Yeah, you look real mellow, man.
I am mellow, man. It's been a very mellow day. It was a very mellow game.
It was. I mean, we're going to talk about the game a little bit. Because we're going to talk about the game. Now, if there's anything you want to talk about, then that's fine. bring it up, but I figured, because we haven't shared the agenda here this evening, I figured that we'll talk about the Super Bowl, of course, got to. But
Got to.
I like how y'all mellow, until there's two things that got you excited. The word booty and gots to.
I love gots to.
Gots to booty. So now I figured we're talking about the Super Bowl, and then we'll talk about the trailers that were shown during the Super Bowl. And then we'll talk about this 3D shit that they did at the Super Bowl. And then we'll talk about the Super Bowl itself if we want to. But if there's anything you want to talk about, that's fine with me.
There's this thing that's been itching at me. And I think it's called the top 5.
Well, we'll do that first. How about that? How about we just go? I don't want
jump
this,
into the top
man.
5.
I don't want this to bother you anymore. I want that itch to be scratched.
You want to scratch my itch, booty man?
The booty man cometh.
Yeah, we can scratch this itch the easy way, or we can do it the hard way.
No, please. Let's go ahead and do the
End
top
up with
5.
Sliced taint, thanks to that.
Okay, man. All right. Damn. Let's go on. I'm sorry about the booty man up. Let's go on and go to the top 5.
I had to bring up the booty
The
man.
booty man.
The top 5 brought to you by Spill.
Yes, indeed. So let's go on number 5.
We're just going to jump right into it. It's not going to say, oh, it's an interesting week. No, just fuck it. It's number 5.
Man, it's not that interesting. Gran Torino, number 5. It broke $100 million, $110 million, $0.5 million. It's good. Brought in $8 million this weekend. It's good. That's
God
good.
bless Clinton.
Yeah, I'm happy for him. $110 million, man.
$110 million.
I'm glad to quit doing all this killing children shit and do some shit that we know Clint for, kicking ass.
Killing old men.
What, killing old man?
Killing old men.
What old man did he kill in Gran Torino? Okay. Oh, all right. I ain't gonna ruin anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just move in
All right.
along to number 4.
Man, them dogs, man. Them dogs ain't
Really?
going anywhere. Hotel for Dogs.
Hotel for Dogs.
$48 million for a movie that's been in the top 5 for so long.
I gotta see this shit.
Man, no, you don't. You really do not. Don't do that. You don't have to see this. It's very, look, what I told you about the movie is what you need to know, and you don't need to see it. It's these kids find a hotel, they put dogs in there, and every time a dog comes on, you go like, oh, how cute. And whenever they're not there,
What
you're like,
rating
this
did
is
you
kind of
give it?
stupid. I gave it a kind of a low matinee.
Oh, well, a low matinee means maybe I should see it.
No, you don't. I'm really saying that because if you just happen to catch it, then yeah, it's okay.
That would be rental.
No, because it's for the kids, man. The kids,
I see what you're doing.
I got a soft spot.
I'll
for
end up
dogs,
seeing
too.
it. I know.
Okay, all right. Okay, look,
I
ain't
like
gonna
dogs.
fight you.
I have dogs.
I'm not gonna fight you.
I love dogs. I will fight you.
No, if you,
Dear
go
God,
ahead.
I've been possessed by the spirit of Jason.
What Jason Murphy?
I will fight you.
Does he do that?
Yes.
Oh, he's retarded.
On Leog. You act like you listen to Leog so
I
Cyrus
do.
doesn't get pissed
I
off.
do. In
Yeah,
fact,
we listen to Leog all the time.
Man,
In fact,
it's a wonderful
and
show.
We hang out in the Leog lounge. It's
all the time. I
yeah.
just hang out with my robe on, all unbuttoned and everything.
That's right. We
Ball sack hanging all out, all that kind of stuff,
That's
man.
right.
No,
We
I
love
do listen.
pulling our ball sack out in the league lounge.
I do listen to Leogs. I just haven't listened for the past 2 weeks because I've been busy then. So, hey,
Werewolf.
I'll catch up with it. I see Bo does that. I know that. See? I caught it when they had a big argument. I keep saying this. The last one I listened to that I really was into, they had a big argument about Captain America. They hooked me, man. They hooked me in there. They had some really, from what I heard, maybe I shouldn't say, but they had some really hot girl on the last one. Was that one posted yet? No?
I have no idea.
Have you heard this girl called Ruby Blue or something? She dresses up in like superhero chicks, and she's been in Maxim and all this kind of stuff.
Is this like a dude that dresses up like superhero chicks?
No, this is a hot girl that dresses up like superheroes, like superhero chicks, and she like I said, she's been in Maxim. This is what I heard. She's been in Maxim as voted hottest nerd girl in the world or some shit like that. She lives here in Austin, and apparently they had her on their show. So. Co-host was trying to tell me about that whole thing because he was on when they had her in there, and you can tell when somebody's hot because he makes no sense. So he called me up. They had this girl on, and I was saying some things to her, and I said, "Hey, we should like try to touch her." And I said, "Oh," and I was like, "Okay." So in other words, she was hot. So anyway, let's go ahead and move on to
number 3,
The Uninvited. Not that big of a box office for this movie either. $10 million.
I don't think anybody
10.6.
invited them.
But man, look, it's coming too soon after The Unborn, and Unborn didn't get that many good reviews, and now we got The Uninvited. And
I heard that The Unborn is actually worse than The Uninvited, but I don't know.
Yeah, man, it is in a way. I mean, both these movies are just ridiculous. I mean, you talk about trying to force some ghost shit on somebody. I mean, this is I can't even. The twist in this movie at the end is the reason why I would say it's probably a little worse than The Unborn, because The Unborn was just pretty straightforward. It's a ghost trying to come out of a girl's vagina, to be reborn. That's it. It ain't trying to give you no kind of twist. It's
You
that.
just love saying the word vagina.
I do, especially when it's involving something going in and out of it. I mean, hey,
Why can't you call it spectral vajayjay?
because here's why. I'm glad you asked me that. Because the vagina
Paranormal
itself.
poontang.
No. Because the vagina itself was of this earth. It was not spectral. It was not. It was not some sort of ectoplasmic thing. It was a physical vagina.
I've seen that girl. That's pretty hot. That's some earthly fucking vagina.
Now you know me. If there's any kind of vagina, I like. If it's ghost vagina, I'll take it. But it was not. It was a physical vagina or earthly vagina. It was a ghost trying to come out of that vagina. So that's what the movie was about. And I think the movie would have even been better had it been called Ghost in the Vagina. But they didn't call it that. But now The Uninvited. The Uninvited is some stupid shit. I mean, they're trying to pull something like The Sixth Sense. They're trying to pull some J-horror stuff, which is a remake of either a Japanese horror movie or a Korean horror movie. I'm not sure. And they're trying to make this a Nancy Drew mystery too. And all this shit is fucking ridiculous at the end.
It's redunculous.
It's redunculous. So it's
so ridiculous we have to use a made-up word.
I like that word. If you're going to make up something, at least have a ring to it. Redunculous. I like that.
Redunculous.
So yeah, $10.5 million, man. Not a strong opening for the movie.
But I'm starting to get a feeling that my favorite movie last week is doing pretty well. So let's bring up number 2.
Oh, your buddy there. The mall cop, Paul Blart himself.
Paul Blart Mall Cop.
$83.4 million, man. Brought in $14 million.
They're apparently talking about a sequel.
Yes.
Yay.
Yes. So you will be seeing
crap.
Paul Blart Mall Cop 2.
I won't be seeing
You'll
Paul
see
Blart
it.
Mall
You'll
Cop
be there.
2.
You'll be there. You don't know, man. They might have improved over everything you like about the first one. So,
yeah, that's going to happen because all of a sudden they're going to go, you know what? We have a formula that brought in over $80 million. Let's change it.
Yeah, but they might say, you know something? We know we were successful with this, but we heard Carlisle. And everything that didn't work in that
Nobody
first one,
listens to me.
we're going to do better in this second movie. Paul Blart is going to be the shit in the next movie.
I have serious doubts.
No, yeah, of course they're going to make a sequel to this, man.
I'm just curious what movie they're going to rip off next time and do fat jokes with.
Oh,
Dude, we could do the transporter, but he's fat. We could have this great scene where he tries to get behind the wheel of the car, and every time he gets behind, he's got a oh, people are going to love that. And then we could, every time the car turns, it kind of wheelies. But, instead of driving a hot car, he could drive a Yugo. That would be awesome.
Yeah,
Dude, I just
yeah.
wrote Paul Blart 2. Fuck.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
That's going to be the fucking movie.
You're
too,
not
I
going to even
know
get a
it.
check for
There's
it,
some
man.
guy scratching down notes going, I'm going to make a mint.
I know. Look at that, man. You got to
Motherfuckers.
be careful how you put that
So
stuff out
please
there.
tell me number 1 is like last week's badass fucking movie. What is number 1?
Underworld, Rise of the Lycans.
Are you kidding me?
No. It's
Like
number
Taken
1.
is nowhere in the top 5?
Nope.
Fuck this top 5.
Yeah, no.
Fuck this top 5
in fact,
hard.
Underworld, Rise of the Lycans went on to make $24 million. It actually did better than it did last week. Oh, wait a minute. Taken is number 1.
Oh, you motherfucker. You motherfucker. I hate you. I hate you with 1,000 suns. I hate you. Had me there for a second. It's just like, son of a bitch.
I mean, I thought you would have been like, bullshit, going, no, what's really number 1? But you were like, really? And I was just like, oh, shit.
Well, no, I didn't pay attention. Dude, there's kind of a sporting event on television, I don't even know if they actually posted the top 5 until the sporting event was over.
No, man, everybody wanted to see Liam Neeson go out there and kick ass.
And he did. God
Yes.
damn. A lot of people have been asking me why I keep getting emails and comments on my page and people saying, hey, dude, how come you were like in only 2 seconds of the Taken review last week? And it's because I hadn't seen the movie.
Yeah.
So
and-
I hadn't seen it. So all I had was like various jokes and then it got trimmed down. When you finally post the audio review, oh, there's Carlisle. Oh, he didn't see it. So he was just asking
Yeah, I'll
questions
post up the
and
audio. And honestly, man, I don't want anybody to think, because I saw those comments, and I started to write a comment in there saying, hey, that's just the way it got edited. Because
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that until, I'm not going to say I didn't notice it until it got posted. I didn't notice it until it was all done.
But the point I wanted to make was I have seen it now.
What did you think?
I went and saw it Thursday night at midnight. Dude, that movie fucking rocked. God, I love that movie. That is a full price movie. That was a lot of fun. It's not perfect, but it's a shit ton of fun.
No, it is. It is fun. I mean, I like the movie. Some
Yeah.
people jumped on me for giving it a matinee. Hey, look, I see a lot of movies. I've seen better.
That's a
but-
movie I can see. I see exactly why you gave it a matinee.
Yeah.
That's exactly the type of film where you need something new and original to it. And I dug the small little flourishes that they put in there. There's a scene where that just drops your jaw where Liam Neeson does something that you just don't see
Oh,
coming.
I know it. He's in the kitchen, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was just like, you're like, oh my God.
Yes.
He's just a bad dude. If you guys have not seen this movie yet, seriously, go see it in a theater. It is a theater movie. It is 90 minutes of breathless action that is just really fucking cool.
Yeah, it's just Liam Neeson, and he's being cool about it. Like I said, man, I see a lot of movies, so I stick to my matinee
Yeah.
review. I mean, but I did enjoy it.
When you give it a matinee and I give it a full price, that gives people a target where they're like, oh, okay, I see where this movie.
Yeah, no, it's
Even
still
if-
worth seeing. I mean, if
Yeah,
you went to see it in a theater and you came out liking it, what am I going to say? You know, yeah.
No, I mean we all liked it. We just liked it to varying degrees.
Yeah, but
now
I
I see
love-
what you say. Like the first 10 minutes of the movie is bullshit. It's just like, okay, look, we would really like to start the movie with him getting revenge, but we have to set this up. So let's kind of half-heartedly say,
Yeah,
here we go, despondent father. Okay, let's show he's a badass.
Even
okay, let's
though
show
I
the thing with
did
Becky
like that.
Jansen. And then all of a sudden, the scene of her getting taken.
That is great. I mean,
Oh,
his-
my God.
But you know what's great about his speech that he's talking to her? Because and we're not ruining anything because of
I
the
am
trailer.
I'm going
Yeah.
to tell you something that you're not going to like to hear. You're going to be taken. You
Yeah,
have about
that's
5 to
it.
10 seconds. And he's just so cold about it while he's putting everything together. And he knows what he's got to do. And he's just setting it all up because he is going to go and fuck shit up.
Yeah, and that's the point. That's just that kind of creepy part of it. He's like, this next thing is very important. You are going to be taken. He's just like, and if I was on the phone, my dad would be like, what? And you're being this cool about it? Wait a minute, Dad. Ah! You know?
And a buddy of mine is getting the. It comes out on DVD on Blu-ray next week in Britain, and he's getting the Blu-ray because he imports Blu-rays all the time. And it's got apparently a really super awesome alternate ending that's even harsher and more cold-blooded. And I was just like, "Oh, dude,
Wow.
I cannot wait." I'm like, "Dude, have me over to watch that."
Nah,
that
man.
ending.
Look, I think we disagree on varying points. And
Oh
that's
yeah,
why
but we both like the movie.
Man, but Liam Neeson, that's what sold the movie to me. I was like,
Well,
holy
that's
shit.
and keep in mind that this is one of those movies that's right up my alley. I am such a fan of the revenge film and hitman movies that anytime you kind of skirt those shores, you're going to be playing to me, and they totally played to me.
See, maybe that's my problem because I love revenge movies too. That's why I say I probably have seen it done a little more creatively than this, and that's why I probably couldn't give it as high as everybody else did. But I'm not coming here saying, "Man, you guys are full of shit."
No.
What did you see in that movie? I'm like,
You're
no, I'm
getting
glad you
defensive
like it.
on this, and there's no reason.
Oh
to.
no,
You've
no,
done
no!
the
I'm not
movie.
even getting defensive. I'm saying I understand where you're coming from. I'm defending the movie. I'm like, hey,
I
yeah,
dug the shit out of it.
Yeah,
So I'm
Liam
so
Neeson,
glad to
boy.
see that that's number one, and that Rise of the Lycans didn't make the top 5. That's
No,
those are
it-
two good. Those are two good things.
it dropped down to number 7.
I mean, I enjoyed Rise of the Lycans, but I enjoyed it as being crappy. I thought
I
it
didn't
was
think it was
fun
crappy.
crap.
I liked it, man. I mean, I thought like if there was any movie that because I'm not a fan of that series. I'm like the first one was
Man.
boring, and the second one I saw, but I was like, big deal.
I hated the first two. So, but
But
we talked about
one-
this last
yeah,
week.
yeah. But anyway, so and speaking of how I can see what people are saying, I saw My Bloody Valentine last night,
yeah.
and I liked it, but I understand what you're saying because I was like, I heard a lot of people saying like, man, fuck that movie was good, and I was like, you know what, I did have a good time. It was one of those movies where it was bad enough for me to see at a midnight movie, and everybody in the theater was talking and having fun and screaming, but. Yeah, I
It's
see
a
where you're
piece
coming
of crap.
from. I mean,
It's just it's what it's good for. The thing is, the people who said "fuck you, man," it's a good movie. They all have the same thing to say about it. They all talk about how bad it's in and defend how bad it is. Well, it's supposed to be a bad movie. No, it's not. The guy who directed it is the director of Dracula 2000.
yeah, Dracula 2000.
He thought he was making a good horror movie, but the thing is, it relies on a gimmick. The gimmick is good, but when you take away the gimmick, the movie sucks. That ending is bullshit.
Oh, yeah, I have to admit, though, I've seen so many of those kind of endings. It just filtered right in with all of them.
Yeah,
I mean,
and I feel the same way, but it pisses me off every time it does it. Every
See,
time they
I don't
cheat
know.
and they go back and go, oh, by the way, remember when you saw this scene? Well, that's not how it really happened, because if we showed you how it really happened, you would have known who the killer was all along, and what fun would that be? It's like, oh, fuck you.
Yeah,
no, seriously, fuck you.
It didn't really get to me that bad because, like I said, I've seen that. I expected that to happen.
Well, and here's another thing that I found out recently about how shitty that movie is. They shot 3 alternate endings with 3 different killers.
Really?
They didn't care who the killer was. They just didn't want the killer getting out. So that you wouldn't find out until you watched the final print of the movie who the killer really was.
Yeah, well,
anytime you make a movie and who the killer is superfluous, but it's a big mystery the whole time, fuck you. Seriously.
I don't know, man. I'm not defending the movie too bad because I see where you're coming from. I had fun, though. I mean, whether that guy intentionally made a bad movie on purpose or not, it was still fun.
I listened to him do a Q&A.
Really?
Yeah, he came to Butt-Numb-a-thon and talked about the movie. I saw the movie at Butt-Numb-a-thon. Of all the places to see it, that's the place for me to see a movie and fall in love with it. And I just hated this movie so much.
I didn't hate it, man. I had a really good time. I mean, if I was him, I'd go around lying and say, hey, oh, yeah, I intended for this movie to be campy.
I love these kind of movies, too. This is my kind of movie. So to see one done really shittily, and I mean, really, the fact that they showed it on 2D at all, because I know you watched it in 3D.
Oh, yeah. No, I did. Yeah.
Could you imagine watching that movie without 3D? Because half the screens it's on, it's not in 3D.
Oh, no, I was thinking about that. And as long as I was watching it, I mean, it really is one of those movies you watch with friends while you're drinking and you're hanging out. I mean, it's not one of those movies that it's original enough or doing anything special enough to like watch on its own. But
the original's really good.
I've never seen the original.
I'll lend it to you. I've got it on DVD.
Yeah, let me see. I'd love to compare. But I like this movie. I mean, it really did. It served its purpose, and that was to like make a movie where people could hang out and have, I dare say, have some laughs, because where I was, everyone was having a good time laughing. And when they came out, everybody was like, man, that was fucking awesome. I had a great time, and they mainly laughing at the movie.
Now, I've had a couple of friends who are like, who have been, yeah, no, I really enjoyed it, but then they were like, yeah, but I totally get it. It's not a good movie.
Yeah, no, that's why I say I can see where you're coming from. I mean, look, if you gave it bullshit, I mean, I definitely see the movie's full of bad shit all around, dialogue, acting.
Oh, and that scene where they're like running around in the fucking grocery store from the guy. And then at the end of the scene, they push the alarm that's been sitting next to them for 5 fucking minutes.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh, fuck you.
Oh, well, they were panicked. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, they were panicked, and it was written poorly. God, I hate that movie.
Yeah, man, I can't hate it. I'm sorry.
And it's one of those movies that I hate more and more when people like argue with me about it. They're like, no, it's a good movie. Tell me why it's good. Because it was in 3D and had Tom Atkins. Yeah, shut the fuck up. Those are the 2 things that I said were good about it. The rest of the movie fucking sucks.
Yeah, I mean,
but I'm glad you had fun with it. Because that's the thing.
Like I say, if watching it alone, I might have had a totally different impression. But I was a little drunk, and we had beer in the theater, and we watched it with a crowd of.
Oh, so you saw it at the Draft House?
No. We brought in beer to see it. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So I was watching it there, and I was like, "Hey, man, fuck it. Yeah, I'm gonna try to make sense out of this." No. It's like that movie that doesn't ask me to make sense out of anything. So, and it has a naked chick running around for about 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, wow. So
3D clam.
Yep. Yay. 3D ass, all that kind of stuff.
You know what? I've seen that. It's called a strip club, and the cover costs less than admission.
No, but then you got to pay $20 when you get in there for some chick to like give you real 3D on your
No,
lap.
you put $1 down. If you go to a full nude place, you put $1 down on the floor. They'll bend down and pick it up with their coocher. It's awesome.
Here's the deal. A lot of people. I want to explain my position. Have I ever explained my position in strip clubs to you?
No,
because I don't have anything against strip clubs. I hate them myself. Like, I hate them.
You don't have anything against them. You just hate them.
I don't have anything against them when other people want to go. Like, if you say, hey, let's go to a bachelor party at a strip club or...
You hate the fact that they pretend to like you until you run out of money.
That's the deal. That thing is a total mind fuck. It's like...
Yes, it is.
If any girl...
It's not a mind fuck as much as it's the fantasy. It's like, here's the fantasy that this girl's going to lay around naked on you for about 20 minutes.
That's the Then I hate that fantasy, because at the point where a girl takes her clothes off, starts dancing on my lap, and starts putting her hands around me, that is the point where we're fucking, all right? I mean, I'm not dropping a 20 down for you to pick up and walk away. We are getting busy. So I'm frustrated. When I've had one lap dance in my life. See, a lot of people think I'm crazy, Corey, going to the strip clubs and filling up on women. Like, nah.
No, that's Leon.
Yeah, no, that is Leon. Leon is the strip club king. And I don't blame him, man. Hey, look, that's
that guy's the king of Mexico. He goes to Mexico, they're like, Leon's back. Yay.
Arriba! No, see, Come back with a sombrero and shit. The hand smelling like.
Smell what I did last night.
You can come back with a dirty Sanchez and shit. But no, he's no. See, I know, man. I know.
Dude's not supposed to get the dirty Sanchez, Corey.
And that's what makes it so crazy when he comes back from Mexico. What the hell did you do? Right. Just blew my nose. No, here's the deal. I see when I go there, I've had one lap dance in my life. A friend of mine got it for me for my birthday, and halfway through, I looked at the girl and she's like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "You know what? Don't finish this. I don't know what to do. I'm sitting up here looking at you. I can't put my hands anywhere." I was like, "I'm laughing," and she's like, "I said you got your money. Don't worry about it." I was like, "Just go ahead and make it worth your time." With
I can't
else.
count the number of lap dances I've had in my life.
And hey, that's great, man. I'm not.
God damn.
Yeah,
love me a lap dance.
Shit, I mean, hey, look, I see why guys go, and I've been to a strip club and had a great time. It's just I just can't do it, man. You're right. It just I can't have my mind fucked with like that. I hate it. Coming out feeling like I heard one comedian say, "You go into this guy was funny. He said you go to the strip club and the music's like, you're like, yeah, I'm about to go party, and then at the end of the night when you're walking away with your pockets empty, you're like, what? You know? So I was like, that's the mindset I'm in. But I've seen some guys going and been like, "Hey man, I had some tits in my face. I had a good time. Listen to some music. I'm drunk. And this is the best."
In your face for $1.
There you go.
It doesn't get cheaper than that. How much you got? $1? You could have some titty in your face.
Oh man, don't be cheap, man. Now you don't pay. You get lap dances. You have to pay $20 for a lap dance. You can't pay no $1. That's where you go up to the dance floor and you put your.
If you want to go the full, get the full ride, yeah, sure. But sometimes you just want titty in your face for $1.
Oh, you want the bargain titty? Okay.
Discount titties. Just because I partake of the higher end titty and get the lap dance, doesn't mean. And see, the thing is also where I went to a lot of strip clubs. I lived in Arizona for a year. Mm-hmm. In Arizona, there's only 3 things to do: drink, play golf, or go to a strip club. That's it. Because it's fucking desert. There's nothing.
You don't play golf.
I don't play golf. So there was a strip club like 2 blocks from my house. So every few nights I'd end up going over to this strip club, after work and just, knock back a few beers. Because actually the odd part was there was a bar across the street from the strip club. Now the strip club had $2 long necks. And the place across the street had $1.75 long necks. Now, there was no cover charge at this particular bar. So where do you go for your long necks? You go to the fucking strip club. It's 25 cents more, and you get titty in your face for $1.
So you get how much of the beer is there? You get $1 long neck,
$2.
$2. Oh, see, no, that's a bargain. You get $2 long necks, $1.75. What, Budweiser or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay, and then you get 50 cents titties, like a 50 cent per titty, because apparently you're paying $1 for 2 tits in your face. So that's a deal right there.
Yeah,
now,
50 cent titties and $2 beers. It's great. So
now, were these titties like sweeping the floor or anything like that? Or was
no.
Women have their teeth?
Now, this particular place wasn't a high-end joint. There was a high-end joint across town I'd occasionally go with buddies. This is kind of like one of those middle-range joints that when you got one of the high-end girls there, it was because she got kicked out of one of the other clubs because she got busted snorting cocaine off somebody's ass or something like that. Right. So they would be there for a few weeks. And it was all, above average girls. The neat thing was, they were all sweethearts, and I would go in and just chill out and drink beers.
The girls were good looking. We ain't talking about the girls who are like 45 and the stomach is draping over their thong and had stretch marks and all that kind of shit.
You're talking about the landing strip, aren't you?
Oh, is that? I wouldn't know. I've never been in that particular one.
I have been cautioned against it. I have not been to the landing strip. It could be awesome now, but I have. I
tell you what, man. I saw a show.
There's so many kids listening.
I know. I'm saying, hey, they gotta learn somehow. We never said this was a kid's show. Okay,
no, it's not a kid's show.
We never started out that way, and they got to find out someday. I saw a show on Access 2 nights ago, and apparently the landing strip they produce a show to put on community television. Yeah, and all the girls they're doing stripping in a car and making out with each other. They show them doing dances, like the whole deal, man. Ass crack all out and everything. And those girls are pretty hot. So the landing strip is not, from what I saw. Maybe they put the best girls on TV, but it wasn't too bad. Now you might be thinking about
the 3-toothed woman in your cable access.
Oh hell, no! I mean, not unless you want to make a horror show or something. Make a Tales from the Crypt type shit. Like you go to the strip club and finally gets up to the dance floor. And this chick turns around.
Yeah, I remember.
Tales from the landing strip.
I remember talking to this actor once about his experiences working at the landing strip because they had filmed a film there.
Was it the football movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot what it was called. But
Varsity Blues.
Varsity Blues, yeah.
And he was talking about the fact that the landing strip, yeah, that place was so bad we had to bring in our own strippers because the strippers they had there weren't going to cut it in the movie.
Oh my god. Oh, that's bad when you have to tell the owner, your girls just ain't cutting it, man. This is Hollywood, motherfucker, all right?
Yeah.
Now I've heard the Crazy Lady. That's the one that's kind of weird.
I've never been to the Crazy Lady either.
Well, I think they changed it. I was passing by the other day. I was passing by.
I was passing by.
I was driving in my car.
That they changed the name of my favorite the strip club that is on my way
Gentleman's
to
Establishment.
the high school. Yes.
I was on my way to Dreamers, the porn store. When I passed by the Crazy Lady, it's changed to Camelot, I think so.
Camelot.
Now, that would be the strip club I want to go to, like bitches up on stage stripping out of armor.
You know what's weird?
Clang,
I was just thinking about it. It's like, wow, there actually are strip clubs in town I haven't gone to. And then I thought of all the strip clubs I have gone to. And I don't go to strip clubs often. I mean, we're talking about this. My strip club days were way back in the day, when I had literally nothing to do in this place I was living for a year. So it's really kind of odd to think about it, but it's like, no, I've been to Perfect 10, I've been to Joy of Austin, I've been to Sugars, I've been to Yellow Rose several times. I've been to
See, I've been to all those too. For a guy who doesn't like strip clubs, I've been to all those.
Palazzo, I've been to Expose.
Expose, yeah.
And no, so you've been there too, yeah.
Yeah,
so
I've been to
bad.
all
You hate
those,
strip
man.
clubs, and you've been there.
I know a lot of bachelor parties going on, so. And apparently, I have a lot of friends who like to go to strip clubs. Hence,
well, my thing is I used to take buddies out on their 21st birthdays. Now I haven't had friends that are turning 21 for a couple of years now. So it's one of those things where, that was my thing was I would spoil guys on their birthdays. Like, dude, it's your 21st birthday. Let's go out, get you some titty in your face. Let's get you drunk off your ass. That is your 21st birthday. And I do that for a reason. I had back on my 21st birthday, this is when I was living out in Arizona. My best friend from high school lived out in Arizona. And so he was like, oh, dude, we're going to go out. We're going to have a great time. We're going to go clubbing. We're gonna do up your birthday right. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
We're going to get you vashnonkerd. It's like, awesome. And then he calls up about 6 o'clock at night and goes, oh, dude, I'm really feeling kind of tired, so I'm going to bum out on you tonight. It's like, dude, it's my 21st birthday.
What?
Yeah, I was like, what? And I'm like, fuck. And I'd only been there for about a month or so I didn't really know many people. And there was a friend of his, he'd introduced me to this girl named Rowan. And she was like, dude, he bailed on you on your 21st birthday. Well, fuck it. I'm coming over. I'm taking you out tonight. I'm driving because you are going to be passed out in my seat by the time I drive you home. And we're going to every strip club in town until you find one you like. And so this girl who I'd known for, less than a month took me out and, just had a ball. And the thing is, in Tucson, the dances are only $5, not $20.
Yeah,
for a table dance,
of course.
So she literally put like $100 under the ashtray and said, "Look, that's your table money. I'm buying all the booze. Have a ball." And I was like, "How do I ever repay you for this?"
Oh,
and she said, "Do it for someone else."
Pay it forward.
And so every chance I get, I take my buddies out on their 21st birthday. And if I'm not taking them out, I give them $10 and go, look, buy whatever drink you want. First one is on me. Just make sure it's the first one. So
you make a habit of taking all your friends out to strip clubs for their birthdays, in
for their 21st birthday. Yeah.
So apparently, I keep saying that a lot tonight. Apparently, God damn, I got to stop saying that.
Apparently,
I need to stop saying apparently.
Well, you know what? I'm sure that you need to stop doing that 100%.
Jamie, that wasn't me, man.
Jamie's not listening.
Oh, Jamie is listening. I can't tell how many times Jamie tells me, like, if we say something about him, he's like, "Yeah, fuck you, motherfucker." I'm like, I didn't know you were listening.
All right, Jamie, I'm emailing you tonight. Later, you'll have it in the morning. By the time you hear this, it'll be you already fucking email. What the fuck?
I love this, man. Pay it forward with titties.
With titties, yeah. No, that's exactly what it is. That's why when the movie Pay It Forward came out, it's like, hey, I do that.
Damn, your titty karma must be high, man.
It's real high. That's why the Carlettes exist.
All right, let's see what we got here, man.
And I love the Carlettes.
I'm jumping into Super Bowl. First of all, Super Bowl.
Jumping into the Super Bowl.
It was a good game. It was no. Let me change it. It was a good quarter. The fourth quarter, awesome.
You know what? It was a solid game. It wasn't an exciting game, but it was a strong game to where it could be anything goes. We've had so many blowouts over the last, over the history of the Super Bowl. We've had so many blowouts where by the second quarter, it's like, oh, fuck, there's no way they're coming back. Mm-hmm. And that this was great because it was like they were always within 10 points. And sure enough, then that final quarter was great.
But they weren't scoring for a long time. It was just, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I was kind of bored with the game. And then they had, what's his name? James Harrison, the linebacker that made the longest play in Super Bowl history.
Yeah, because it was 99 yards up until then. And he actually caught it on the line of scrimmage and ran it to the other line of scrimmage.
And that fucker, he must have been like about 350 pounds or something because he got down there and he collapsed. He ran like they were shooting bullets at his ass.
Have you ever run 100 yards?
That's what I'm saying. No, I was thinking about that. We were all laughing. He makes it look easy. And then we're thinking like, no, that fool ran a whole football field. And I mean, ran at top speed.
With fuckers chasing you. Give me that goddamn ball.
Yeah, like he was in 28 Days Later or some shit. I mean, he ran that shit and that he got down there and it was funny because they gave him an oxygen mask and all that kind of shit afterwards. I didn't think he was getting back up. For a little while, you saw him like, he was on the sidelines working his way through the crowd and his eyeballs almost rolling back into the back of his head. I was like, that's amazing. And then that's when and fortunately, I went up to a friend's house to watch the game because I saw a little bit of it. I was like, this is boring. And I walked right in right after that play was made, and my friend Sean, the camera phone cop, you know him. Yeah. He's like, man, you just missed one of the greatest plays.
Does he not have
Super Bowl
DVR?
History. And he did. He's like,
oh, he ran it
back?
back?
And he said, man, you just missed it. Look at this. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, let me sit down and watch this game. And right when I started watching, it got good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that fourth quarter was pretty amazing, man. And you saw that last pass, man. I was like, wow, because what's the running back that caught that? Santonio.
I don't remember.
I forget. Anyway,
brother hasn't been in a movie. I don't know.
Yeah, what the fuck? What is
this? ESPN.
Yeah, man. I like the game. Like I love the Super Bowl, and I'm sometimes bored with it. I won't watch the whole thing. Yes, a lot of times I'll watch for the commercials, but if it's a good game, I'm into it. And that last catch. This is why I admire athletes, man. I mean, it's just. This guy, now I don't know, they made it seem like he had skill for this, like this was something that was planned. I kind of saw it as an accident. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't want to undermine what the brother was doing, but he caught that pass and his feet were still in the end zone. And that's what because they were trying to figure out if he was out of bounds or not.
Oh yeah, no, that's that you learn how to catch passes right there. If you notice how they always like stretch out their feet so that they can hopefully.
Santonio Holmes is what his name is, I think. Yeah.
What's up, Holmes?
Yeah, what's up, Holmes? Well, shit. Apparently that last catch was So that really is skill then, keeping your feet there.
It's about knowing how to fall the right way so that you can keep as much of your body in the end zone as possible.
And you got to have both feet on the ground.
Yep.
And he caught that shit while he was going out of bounds. And the tip of his toes were he looked like a ballerina catching that shit. Yep. And I was like, God damn! I gotta give football players credit. I mean, because I hang around a lot of people that hate sports and they're just ready to talk shit against athletes. I'm like, man,
you can say Cyrus.
Well, no, he's definitely one of them, but he's not the only one.
He fucking hates sports.
Yeah, and I'm just like, man, you can hate it. I don't know what kind of athletes beat you up in high school, but I mean, look, the shit, celeries are overblown. Maybe some people take it a little bit too far. I mean, when you get to a point where a basketball team wins, I think the Lakers won one year, and motherfuckers tore up the city. Like, they turned cars over and shit, and they won. And I'm like, oh my God, that's going a little bit too far. Fanaticism is crazy in sports because I'm not a sports fanatic, but I have to give credit to athletes, man. I mean, it really is a skill that.
That's why it's so bittersweet to watch the Super Bowl for me, because I watch it and there are times where I just think, man, there are guys right now whose lives are peaking.
Yeah, no,
like,
that's
this
true.
is going to be the best. They're going to be talking about this day for the rest of their life. We look at this like it was an all right game that had a really cool fourth quarter. They're going to be telling this story for the next 60 years like it was, like it was a battle. Like they took a hill and lost like 30 men on the way up. I mean, that's the story that this is the very pinnacle of their life. And the rest of it's just not going to measure up.
Well, you get some people who go into business, they open businesses for themselves, they go into other endeavors. So, yeah, I'm not going to say it peaked. I mean, it peaks as far as what the public sees. But a lot of athletes go on to pursue other things that football or baseball, whatever else, has afforded them to do.
And they dream about reliving that day.
I'm not going to make that kind of statement. I know.
No, you're not, but it's
I know
true.
someone like, for example, Magic Johnson, who probably is thinking this way because he's had his fucking age, but he does say in interviews, he's like, hey, look, one of the biggest things I want to do, I remember being 15 years old, working at a business office and asking the people I worked for, what does it take to be a businessman? He said, I want to play basketball. I'm very lucky that way, but I wanted to be a businessman. And it shows. I mean, he's one of the most successful businessman, public figures out there in business. So
yeah, that reminds me. I was talking to some buddies today. They had this kind of funny little story. They were driving up north to the Alamo to go see Taken, of all things. And they pull up to a red light, and there's a guy on a bike next to him, and he's got like this Livestrong bike, and he's wearing Livestrong jacket and Livestrong biker pants.
it wasn't Lance Armstrong.
And he's got Livestrong things, and my buddy looks out the window and goes, "What's up, Lance?" And he looks up, and he's like, "Oh shit, that's actually Lance Armstrong."
And was he cool with like, "Hey, what's up?"
Yeah,
and
yeah, because he's like, "What's up, Lance?" And Lance just thought he was saying, "Hey," and he's like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" And then my buddy's like, "Oh, fuck, it really is Lance. I was being rude."
Just saying hi, sir.
Yeah, no, that was one of my buddies who I went over and hung out with tonight at the watching the Super Bowl. My buddy's Luke.
Even though that's a little crazy, man. Come on, wearing all your shit, all your Lance Armstrong shit. I mean, come on, man.
I don't know.
We know you're Lance
Lance
Armstrong, okay?
Lance.
God damn it. Riding around and looking like a fucking lemon on a bicycle.
Well, what if he doesn't do that and he rides around? He's like, "Oh, who does that guy think he is? Lance Armstrong? I am Lance Armstrong. Leave me alone."
The only thing that was missing was a sign that says, "Yes, I am Lance Armstrong."
Why? Yes.
Hi. Now, the reason why I want to talk about the Super Bowl is because, as you know, they showed a lot of
Commercials.
a lot of trailers during the Super Bowl.
They showed a couple.
They showed. I'm going down the list here because I saw some of these. They showed, of course, Transformers. They showed G.I. Joe, Monsters vs. Aliens, Star Trek. Now, here's some that I missed. Oh yeah, they showed Race to Witch Mountain. Up. They showed the one that I missed was Fast and Furious, Land of the Lost, and Angels and Demons.
I saw all of those. I didn't see the one for G.I. Joe.
Man, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm not saying the movie's going to be good or bad, but that trailer is pretty badass. You should watch it. I mean, they are doing everything that they should probably do for a movie this type. Just go in there and do it. Look, I know you love Transformers. I thought Transformers was stupid, but I like just looking at it. And this movie looks like it could be that kind of movie.
Except the Transformers is about giant robots. G.I. Joe is about this hyper specialized group of guys that are so hyper specialized that they only do one thing. I've never been a big fan of the idea of a G.I. Joe movie. I think
you should look at the trailer. I mean, look, I can tell you what. It's not going to be any more dumb than Transformers.
Yeah, it could be dumber than Transformers.
Transformers was
a lot of fun.
And I saw Transformers. My nephews came to town for Christmas, and they were watching. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I sat down and watched some of it with them. I was like, wow, this is a lot dumber than I remember. I just took that scene where they were all outside the house, and it's fucking giant robots outside of a house, and like, shh, we don't want to be heard. I'm like, you fucking 20 feet tall robots. I mean, goddamn. The scene where the dog peed on Optimus Prime, I was like, that's dumb. John Turturro is the one where I actually rolled my eyes.
John Turturro really kind of he hams it up way too much.
I mean, the moment he pulled his pants down and had on boxes and a Superman shirt, I'm like, this is ridiculous. I can't take this anymore. I still like the way it looked. I thought the Transformers looked badass. I mean, I'm not hating the movie, but I'm looking at G.I. Joe and I'm like, look, there's no way I can hate on Transformers and look at this and say, oh my God, this looks stupid, because it looks kind of like the same thing.
Did you see the Transformers trailer?
Yeah.
Holy God, was that fucking cool.
G.I. Joe was cooler though.
Nah, fuck that.
Have you seen
Transformers?
Have you seen
that trailer? Really rocked.
Yo Joe, whatever. Have you seen the G.I. Joe trailer?
I saw snippets.
Did you
see the trailer?
Did you see? Okay, you got to watch this trailer, man. Anybody can say it's going to be dumb. If it's dumb, I'm not going to say anything. But
did they show Snake Eyes?
Snake Eyes look badass, hopping over cars and shit. I mean, and even Randy Quaid looked like. Dennis Quaid. I'm like, Dennis Quaid. Oh, Randy Quaid
as Duke.
Dennis Quaid was in. I was like, wow, it actually looks pretty decent with him in there. I thought it was going to be stupid. No,
we'll see.
No, you want to know the truth? It looks exactly like Transformers, except with no robots.
Transformers.
It looks like Transformers with human beings doing Transformers type shit. They're like doing hyper stylized action.
And yet that's not cool as seeing robots do it. That's what made Transformers work. Was it was giant fucking robots beating the shit
It
out of
is.
each other,
No,
watching regular dudes beat the shit out of each other.
And not regular dudes, man. I love the way you're ready to just hate this movie when I see this trailer.
I'm not ready to hate this movie.
Like,
I just think the idea is a bad idea.
Oh, it's not.
If
Yeah.
it's cool, I'm going to be the first person to be. Oh my god, it's fucking awesome!
And giant robots who come down to Earth and like when the camera like turns away and comes back, all of a sudden they look like cars. That makes sense. No, that movie's dumb, man. Transformers is cool to look at, but that is one of the dumbest movies I've ever seen besides Spider-Man 3. So, like I said,
it's dumber than Paul Blart Mall Cop.
If it wasn't on that level, look, this movie has one thing Paul Blart didn't have: a big budget and robots blowing up shit. If Paul Blart had robots in it, it'd be kind of the same thing. This story is dumb.
What happened
man.
to your soul, man?
It's still there.
No,
it's still
apparently not.
my soul recognizes when something is dumb though.
Yeah, Transformers rock.
And Transformers, I'm looking at this trailer for the sequel. Let's talk about the trailer for that. No, it looks badass, man. I remember looking at the trailer for the first one, like, man, I don't know what y'all talking about. This movie looks cool as shit. And when I saw it still looked cool. But yeah, like I said, the story is not that great, and that's what this looks like. It looks like okay, they could either improve on the stuff that would make them first one so dumb, or the action could be bumped up a little bit more, and we could do without so much of those dumb scenes.
Yeah, it's kind of the trailer had a really dark tone to it, which was interesting. I'm curious to see what they're doing with it. I know that Bay really signed on. He wanted to do a trilogy, so the plans are to do 3 of them.
Yeah,
so they might be following the Star Wars, schematic and having, the dark second one that leaves off on a cliffhanger kind of thing to the third film. But it looks neat. I loved some of the robots in it, and I can't wait to see it, 30 feet wide and luminous. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, Transformers, the trailer looked cool for that. Like I said, G.I. Joe looks cool. I mean, it's just, like I said, hyper stylized action going on with that. It really is the same thing. A lot of explosions and people doing action, a lot of slow motion blowing up shit. I mean, those movies, they look like they could either be...
Yeah, I've got to go home and check out this trailer tonight.
Yeah, no. And
but how dare you say it's better than Transformers? Damn you!
What did I say? It looked better than Transformers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of liked it better than Transformers. I mean, I've seen all that shit in Transformers. G.I. Joe, like I said, it could be dumb, man, but it looked really cool. It looks like a big anime, if anything. Did you see the Star Trek trailer?
I saw everything else. Yeah.
Okay. What do you think about Star Trek?
I thought it was interesting. The jury is way out on this.
And keep in mind, before I say anything, before people start jumping on me saying, "How could you hate I thought the Transformers trailer looked kick ass. I liked it. Don't people don't jump on me saying I hated it. Don't misquote me. I think it looks really good. The trailer.
But it was an interesting trailer. It was a lot of the more interesting stuff. I really don't know what to think yet. It's this movie is going to hinge on what they do with the characters, and J.J. Abrams is either going to be a little too teeny bopperish, I guess.
That's what I'm worried about.
I'm worried about that. I'm worried about that'll feel like Alias. That'll feel really cheesy. I mean, I get what people like about Alias, but Alias was just so over the top and goofball and cornball, and that's not what I want out of Star Trek like that. But by the same token, the series needed a reboot. I mean, it was shitty for a while, and it needed something. And you know what? I'm willing to give this a shot. I'm not convinced with this stuff, but I'm also not convinced that it's not going to work either. It's really one of those, I don't know. I've got a friend who's watched 25 minutes of the movie, and he's really positive about it. So we'll see what's up.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Exact same thing you said. It looked like they were like putting a lot of teen humor in there just to make it hip. And to me, that kind of came across like I always say, like a CW show or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the action looked cool. And you're right, man. What can they do with it now? I mean, really, what can they do with a Star Trek movie? I mean, the last good one was what? First Contact?
The last one? The last good one? I hated First Contact. I know a lot of people really like First Contact. I never liked it. I was like, really? They're traveling back in time again, and there's a bunch of goofball stuff in a bar? Wow, awesome. This is great. But no, dude, it has the Borg. Fuck off. It was a bunch of lame shit in a bar.
I like Last Contact.
Yeah,
I thought it's not the strongest movie, but I like that movie a lot. That's the last good one to me.
I'm one of those guys that likes Generations. Generations was the last one I really enjoyed.
I never saw Generations.
Oh, Generations gets a bad rap. A lot of people like to give it a bad rap because it's an odd movie, and they like their theory that the odd ones suck, and that only the even ones are good. And that's bullshit. It's actually kind of a cool movie.
Well, that's probably the only odd one. I mean, because all the odd number ones, they sucked. I've seen all the odd number ones except for Generations. Yeah, and I'm not going to say anything about that because I hadn't seen it. But don't you think all the odd ones weren't that good?
Well, the odd ones all had various. I mean, the first one's good. It's not great, but it's good.
I mean, it started everything.
Motion picture, and then I like elements of Search for Spock.
See, I was bored by the first one. I was surprised they were even able to make a sequel.
Well, that's because we were kids. It made a lot of money. That was the thing.
Did it?
And then Wrath of Khan came out, and Wrath of Khan was fucking awesome. That's one of my favorite movies of all time.
That's the greatest one, man.
Yeah, it's easily the best Star Trek thing ever, and it's one of my favorite movies of all time.
I love that movie.
It's in my top 10, while Star Wars movies aren't. I mean, what are you going to do? I really I love that. So I'm really looking forward to this, but jury's still out. There's just some choices that I'm really not sure of. I'm terrified of what's his nuts as McCoy. I forget his name now.
McCoy. Are you talking about Simon Pegg?
No.
No, wait a minute. Not he wasn't McCoy. Who is McCoy? Simon Pegg is going to be. It was
the guy who was in Doom and Pathfinder and.
That guy.
Yeah, he's always been awful. Except he was passable as was he Boromir or. He's one of the. I think he was Boromir in the Lord of the Rings series. But wait, Boromir, is that right? I'm gonna get a bunch
I know
of
who you're talking about.
No, it was clear, and I forget what the name of his character is.
But that guy's isn't he a Scottish actor or something? Or
I don't know. He's bad. He's just always bad, and I'm terrified of him in this movie. He's what the sticking point with me.
Yeah, no,
now Chris, God, I cannot think of names for the life of me tonight.
Welcome to my world, man. I can never think of names. Don't even ask me to.
But the kid they picked for Kirk, he's really talented, and I've had my eye on him for a while, and he. Not in a bad no. You know what? If you want to find out who tomorrow's really great actors and big stars are, you watch fucking teen movies and teen television, and you look for those actors who stand out in the shittiest things. And this kid did. He was in that fucking piece of shit with Just My Luck with what's her name? Lindsay Lohan.
Oh, never saw that movie.
Oh my God. It's the biggest piece of shit. I mean, it is really fucking awful.
I see that movie? What happened in that movie?
That's the one where she's really super lucky and she bumps into somebody and the luck gets switched and he's the unluckiest guy in the world.
Oh, he played like a nerdy guy in the beginning. Yeah. Okay, I have seen that bullshit.
And it's awful, but he actually steals every scene he's in. And I was like, you know what? The one guy who comes out of this without being shit stained is this guy. And that's who they ended up tapping for Kirk. And I have a lot of faith in. I think if anybody pulls it off, it's going to be him. Because as much as I love the Shat, dude's a bad actor. And you can't tell me that no one could possibly play the role of James T. Kirk. I think this kid's going to do good. So I've got a lot of faith in that, but it's just this guy who's playing McCoy that really has me worried.
I'm sitting up here. I'm listening to him. I'm sitting up here watching Land of the Lost right now.
Oh, you're watching the Land of the Lost trailer? Yeah, the Land of the Lost trailer, it didn't really do much for me. They get the look right of some of the things from the show, but it's just so lame and goofy and stupid. That it turned me off. It's Will Ferrell comedy in Land of the Lost, and it's like, oh hey, this will be a big hit, and I won't like it.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. It looks amusing. They get a lot of good looking things in there. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to pass judgment until I see it. I actually saw more in that trailer just then than I expected to see. More things that I liked in that trailer. Anyway, they showed a lot of shit during the Super Bowl. I mean, all of it comes down to this. All of it looks like blockbuster shit. That could be
Angels and Demons looks good.
I haven't watched that trailer yet, but
that's
here's what bugged the shit out of me, man.
What bugged the shit out of you, man?
NBC is going 3D crazy, man. I'm like watching. They had a whole block where they were like, put on your 3D glasses because we're going to have a whole feature on 3D and we're going to watch all the trailers in 3D. And I'm sitting up there watching this shit. And first of all, it's that shitty blue and red 3D.
Yeah.
Where you can't even see that. The 3D doesn't even matter unless they're doing something really extreme. Like I saw one thing that was cool in 3D and it was somebody playing like with a paddle ball. And that's it. And then after you watch all those trailers and commercials, then they say, and watch Chuck in 3D. I'm like, man, yeah, this reminds me of the 50s.
Yeah.
Like I was there in the 50s. This reminds me back when I was in the 50s.
Well,
the
no,
50s
what it
where they
reminds
try
you
to,
of is the 50s, it was big, and then it came back in the 80s.
Well, no, it reminds me when, it came back briefly in the 80s, but back in the 50s when the theaters, they needed to get people into the theaters because television was competing. So they did all this shit, anywhere from 3D to Stinkorama or something like that, to putting like electrodes in the seats for the tingler so you feel something going on. And
yeah, you're talking about William Castle.
Yeah, well, no, I'm William Castle, but I'm not even just talking about the William Castle horror movies like 13 Ghosts and shit like that.
Well, no, but he was the guy that started it. All the things you just mentioned were William Castle, and that kind of had offshoots.
Yeah,
like Smellorama and the Tingler. And
all those are movies that William Castle did.
But the Ghost Vision, that was all William
Castle.
Castle.
But 3D was something that they were trying to really go for back then, and it seems like our big repeat now. Like the way we're going to get people back into the theater is if we start doing 3D again.
Every 30 years or so, every 25 to 30 years, it rears its ugly head, and now is that time. Of course, now it's happening mainly because of Avatar.
Well, yeah, but when you do this shit at home, man, look, we've seen good 3D thanks to all these animated movies coming out and all these other films like concert movies and whatnot.
Shitty televised 3D doesn't work.
Look, that shit, when you have the blue and the red, that ain't gonna work, man. And I don't know why people are making a big deal about that shit. I mean, it's just a gimmick with these cheap little 3D glasses. I don't want to hear that shit, all right?
Because it was great advertising.
Yeah, it's a gimmick, and that's all it is, just a gimmick that didn't even work that well. I mean, and the funny thing is...
But you know what? You're going to remember it. And when Monsters vs. Aliens comes out, you're going to be, oh yeah, I saw the trailer in the Super Bowl. It's in 3D.
They didn't even
That's
need
the whole point to that.
Yeah, I mean, the trailer is strong enough to where I don't even think they needed to show it in 3D. And when they show shit in 3D that's blue and red, you know what you see? You see shit in blue and red. You don't see any color anymore. It's like this shit might as well just be a blue and red movie.
Yeah, that's how I ended up watching Journey to the Center of the Earth. I was really disappointed with seeing that at home.
God,
That's something you had to see in a theater.
You take that shit off, you got a headache, and I'm like, God damn, man, just cut the 3D shit, okay? It's a gimmick. Give that shit his 5 minutes of fame right now, and that's it. Until they can make it like when
This from the guy that said, "Well, if you're drunk enough, you can enjoy My Bloody Valentine."
Yeah, you know why? Because that shit was not in blue and red 3D. They did it in proper 3D. That's what I'm saying. If you can
it was
get
in
that,
real D.
Yeah, if you get that shit right, where the people can wear the glasses and have the same technology that they have in the theater, then fine, I'm all for that. But don't give me this blue and red shit.
Oh yeah, you haven't seen Coraline yet.
Oh, in 3D, yeah. So yeah, how'd you like that, man?
Well, I'm kind of under embargo, I think.
Are you?
Yeah, I don't think I'm allowed to tell you how awesome it is and how much I really enjoyed it and how it's probably the most beautiful thing you've ever seen in 3D. I don't think I'm allowed to say that, so I won't.
Then don't say that.
I mean,
by all means, please,
I will not
don't
talk
say
about how much I like it or that I think that it's a full price movie. I really won't do that.
No,
I can't do that to the company. I can't break that solemn trust and say how much I like
Well,
it.
thank God for not getting us in trouble, man.
You know
Thank you
what?
for being that respectful.
Hey, anytime,
and
brother.
keeping your mouth shut. I mean, that's
Awesome.
good. But I'm looking forward to seeing that. A lot of the 3D movies that have been animated, those have been the ones that I've really been into. And Coraline,
I personally, that's the thing that's really getting me. I don't care to see them in 3D. Those are the ones that are actually kind of annoying me. It's 3D animated films in 3D. It just isn't doing anything for me.
I love it, man. I love it. I mean, if it's strong enough to show without the 3D, that's fine with me. And a lot of them I've seen, they've been that way. I mean, you can watch them in 3D or you don't have to. As long as the 3D has been good, I'm fine with it. That's how I was with Journey to the Center of the Earth. It's like I saw it and I was like, hey, man, this movie's not really all that great, but damn, this 3D is really cool. So, yeah, but that's the difference. Like the 3D animated movies have had such great stories in them, most of them at least. That I've been
Well, because they've finally gotten animated films right. They finally realized they've all looked at the Pixar model and goes, why are Pixar making so much money off their movies? Oh, they take time to tell really good stories, and adults want to see them over and over again. Oh, that's how.
That's the thing that's worrying me about Monsters versus Aliens is that they're putting a lot all that old pop culture shit in there. Yeah, I mean, I don't.
That's what's got me worried. But by the same token, there are some elements there that I really did like. I think it's a little too more DreamWorks than it is Pixar. But I think it may actually work. I have hope, but I have seen that there are a few too many pop culture jokes in the bits that I've seen. So,
all right, my man, you're getting sleepy. I'm going to go ahead and read an email. How about that?
I'm fine with well, you know what? Let's talk about one other thing.
What's that?
The Fast and the Furious trailer.
Didn't see it. Did you?
Yeah. No, I've seen that one and the previous one. I'm actually really kind of excited about this one. I like the first Fast and the Furious quite a bit. I hate the other two, but the first one is a lot of fun, and this one looks like a return to that level of ridiculousness.
Yeah, no, I saw the teaser for it where they're doing like they're about to rob the truck and they're doing all kind of crazy acrobatics. I'm like, yeah, this looks like it could be fun, especially with them bringing a lot of the original
whole
people
first
back.
cast back, yeah. Because everybody went off from that film going, we're going to be big stars, and their careers tanked. And they came back and go, we're going to make a sequel to the movie we made before. So, but thank God, because it looks cool.
Okay.
All right, hit me with an email.
All right. This is a pretty easy one. We might do a couple because this one's very straightforward. You might even mention some things you've mentioned before. So this is from Asian Kid from ... And he says, hey guys, I was just wondering if you could recommend movies that could potentially fuck me up for life, like Schindler's List, Requiem for a Dream, or Saving Private Ryan. I know this may sound very general, but I really like movies that have no qualms of showing the most intense things and that are very emotional. Thanks a lot. Yeah, you want to see one that's really nutty? Go rent Irreversible.
That's funny that came up because I've got a bi-weekly movie group that gets together, and right now somebody has recommended uncomfortable French films. And everyone's like, well, what do you mean by that? And like, well, I'd really like to watch Irreversible. It's kind of, I don't know. I don't know if I want to watch that again. Because, it's got a rape scene that's just so fucking hard to watch. And then there's
it's like 9 minutes.
5 minutes, I think.
Is it? You sure? I think it's long. I think it's 9 minutes.
Whatever it is, it's not right. It's not the worst rape scene I've ever seen. That would be the French film that I would also recommend to fuck you up for life, Baiser-moi. Baiser-moi fucked me up for life.
Which one is that? Is that the one?
That's the one with
the old guy goes.
No, that's the one about the two girls who the actresses were actually porn stars. It's about the two girls who are just so fucked up that they go on a killing spree and they seduce men and then kill them. It's like the Corey Coleman nightmare. These two hot chicks just walk up to dudes. That, man. These two hot chicks just walk up to dudes and like, you want to come into our hotel room and fuck us? Oh, yeah, I do. Oh, that's going to be so great. They get up there and get humiliated and then killed. And there's a couple of rape scenes in there that include penetration shots, which are really...
see, I don't want to see
that's where No. It's real. I had no idea that's what I was walking into, but if that fucked me up for life. But Irreversible also has that great death scene with the with the fire extinguisher.
The fire extinguisher. That's what messed me up.
Holy God, that's wrong.
The rape scene, of course, messed me up more. I just don't want. I never want to see anything like that again because it makes me. Not only is it disturbing. Look, I know it's a movie and it's not real, but it just makes me feel like, why do I even want to watch this? It makes me feel uncomfortable. Like, why do I want to watch somebody get raped? I mean, I get the point if it's just inferred. You know, I mean, if they just reference a shot or two and then we cut. That's fine. I don't need to see a 10-minute long rape scene.
Yeah, no, it was. However long it is, it feels like
4 minutes.
Forever.
That's too long. I mean, if it's a minute, that's too long for me.
Yeah, rape scenes are one of those things in movies that are just.
Now, the scene with the fire extinguisher, it is very disturbing at first. And when I first saw it, I was like, holy fuck. But then I rewound it, and I was like, it's a special effect. And now I'm impressed with it. But it's still, when you first see it. But yeah, man, if you want to see, that's the one. Out of all the movies that I've seen, that is the one that is like fucking me up the most. So.
Of course, we've also mentioned Cannibal Holocaust in the past.
Yeah. Cannibal Holocaust is bad. I mean, they actually kill animals in there, and that really messed me up, too. I mean, so... look, if you want to kill animals and eat them and whatnot, that's fine. But if you're torturing and killing animals just for the sake of making a movie, that kind of pisses me off. So we'll go on to another one right here. Let's see. I'm going to read this, and if it doesn't work, then we'll just move on to another one. With movies such as Pink Floyd's The Wall and Across the Universe, people are starting to realize that some bands' music can piece together a story. With that said, what bands do you think could have their song catalogs be made into a movie? I'm hoping for Radiohead. It's kind of hard to say because a lot of people are going to say their favorite bands or whatever. Oh, okay. I got one. I have, because I thought about this. I don't even know why I didn't think of this at first. Kool Keith as Dr. Octagon. The Octagonacologist album is an album that is so weird that it almost makes sense. I know that sounds crazy, but the guy, if you listen to it the first time, you'd be like, man, this guy is nuts. Anybody who doesn't know Kool Keith, he is a rapper from New York, and he's claimed to have gone to a mental facility for like a day or two because he's kind of crazy, and the reason why I love him is because all his lyrics and rhymes and his music is it's almost like Sun Ra. It's experimental. It's space age. It's not the kind of shit that you're gonna hear anywhere else. And I've listened to this album for probably about 12 years and still find something new. And if you listen to it, you could actually put together a story with all these albums. You could put together some like crazy space opera with it. And listen to the album and you know what I'm talking about. That's mine. Do you have one?
I don't know. I'm actually not a big music guy. Music has never been my thing. So, there's only a few bands that I really like. So I guess the one thing I have to say is, 9 Inch Nails. I'd love to see 9 Inch Nails, do something with that. If you had to do a project like that, I don't think a project like that needs to be done. I think Across the Universe kind of failed. They part of the problem was they tried too hard it became kind of kitschy at times.
Yeah.
I think it was a cute movie, but it just failed at what it was doing. The Wall is very different because The Wall was that was the band itself. I mean, that was Pink Floyd doing that. So I think if a band sets out to do it, that would be great. I'd love to see Trent Reznor set out to make a musical film like that. That would be great. I'd like to see someone like Diesel Boy do that. I'd love to see someone like Diesel Boy score a film. That would be neat. He's a big drum and bass artist. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
MC Chris, maybe.
Well, speaking of MC Chris, you're talking about the guy from
My backpacks got jets. I'm Boba the Fett.
Man, he gave me
bounty hunt for Jabba Hutt to finance my vet. Wiki.
So you big MC Chris fan, huh?
I like MC Chris. Yeah, he's pretty fun.
Have you heard that song? I like candy.
I think I have. Yeah,
it's one of the funniest episodes of Aqua Teen Hunger Force that I've seen.
Oh, see, I don't watch Aqua Teen.
See, the neighbor Carl, who I love, he got you stuck in his head.
I don't like animated shows.
Oh man, get out of here.
Animated characters fucking suck.
Oh man, you know which one I hate? Never mind. I'm not going to
that movie
joke,
review
man.
show.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going
to go there. Assholes who think they know what they're talking about. Yeah, that one.
I hate the black one especially. All right,
both of them, man.
I would just want, before we go out, I just want to recommend something for people, at least for this guy who wants to see certain music scores put to some sort of visual. There's got DJ Qbert, who did
he did a movie, yeah.
Yeah, he did a concept album. He's
Wave
a DJ,
Twisters.
Wave Twisters. Yeah, he did a concept DJ album.
See, I love DJ Q. I was going to mention that, except it's like, dude, it's mentioning that he already did the movie that goes with it. So,
well, he did. First of all, he did it as an album.
Yeah,
and then I don't know if I think he had in mind to do it as a DVD afterwards. But these things would work better as a DVD instead of releasing them to theaters because I don't think they'll do too good in theaters.
Actually, it was back when it was still on tape. Oh. I saw Wave Twisters on VHS, baby. We're getting old, Corey. That shit is not new.
See, I have it on DVD.
Well, yeah, they released it later on DVD.
They never made it. They released that simultaneously on VHS and DVD
back in the 90s.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't on. Wasn't solely released just on DVD. I mean, on VHS.
I think at first it was.
No, because I remember I was keeping up with it, man. They released that on DVD.
I saw it on videotape. So
yeah, I'm just saying. Trust me, they released it on DVD at the same time. And well, anyway, like I said, he did it as a concept album. And
yeah, it's a good concept album.
Yeah,
it's weird as shit.
Yeah, and then he did an animated movie called Wave Twisters. I think it's about an hour long, if even, probably like 40-something minutes.
I think it's like 45 minutes.
Yeah, and it is great. I love it. I watch it at least twice a year, and I show it to other people. And some people think it's too trippy and they don't like it, and some people love it. So if you're into this whole music to visual thing and concept albums and whatnot, check out Wave Twisters, DJ Qbert. It's pretty. I love it, man. I can't endorse it enough. So anyway, that's our show, man.
That is our show.
Yes, it is.
It was very show-horrific.
Was it?
It was definitely a show.
Did you feel showrific as you were doing it?
I felt the show love.
Okay, then.
I felt, and now I think we've reached show enough.
All right, damn boy, you sound like the booty man. Now let's go
Show
ahead,
enough, booty man.
There you go. That line you
know, Corey, we can end the show the easy way, or we can end it the hard way. How are we going to do it?
We're gonna do it like this.